Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yo, what's good, original crew, man? We're back. We got a new Tyler video. I investigated an active criminal, a serial criminal, in Austin, Texas. Hey, have y'all checked out that, what's the name of that docu we just watched on Netflix?
Something about the fire.
Dang.
Something about the fire and the story.
Hold on, I'm finna try to see it, y'all. Into the Fire, The Lost Daughter.
Yeah, okay, Into the Fire.
Into the Fire, The Lost Daughter. Yo, very good docu. What you think? Sad. But shout out to the mom. Yeah, shout out to the
biological mom.
Because the fact that y'all allow him to live.
Okay, just in case somebody want to watch it.
But I'm just referencing because of this. I'm like, bro. Because you know how I always tell you, I'll be like, could we still be living amongst like somebody who's actively like committing multiple killings and getting away with it?
Sure.
The way like a Jeffrey Dahmer and a Ted Bundy and John Wayne Gacy, like those. And I'm like, there's so much more surveillance and so much more like cameras and technology around. And I really think we could.
Yeah, most definitely. So many people go missing.
Yeah.
Every day, honestly. So
true.
Yeah.
So, and that right there gave me the answer of yeah. What?
Nothing.
That right there gave me the answer. Yeah, I really believe we could still be living amongst a lot of active. But hey, with that being said, before we get into it, make sure you check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go if you want to first support. All you have to do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's visuals,
like it with a thumbs up.
Well, highly appreciate it, man. But let's go. Let's check it out. Let's see what Tyler got cooked up this week for us. Hopefully, this don't get restricted by YouTube yet again.
Yeah.
Like all the other videos, y'all obviously y'all have it out for us no matter what. But let's go.
I will bring him back. I promise. I promise I'll bring him back.
Dude, I've actually seen somebody, like the cops, wheel a body up from the actual lake. Okay. So
actually, I have a guy in my building actually drowned 2 years, like a year and a half ago.
He drowned?
Yeah, allegedly.
I'm gonna be honest. My son misses his dad every day. He wants to know what happens to his dad.
Put your hands behind your back.
Wait, officer.
Put your hands behind your back.
Wait, actually?
Do you understand what I'm telling you?
Yes, sir.
That's me getting arrested and taken to jail by APD after jaywalking and asking them about 13 dead bodies found in Lady Bird Lake in Austin, Texas since just January 2022. 11 of them men, 2 of them women, and only 1 confirmed homicide.
Hold on. Let me get the statistics because I was still caught up in the mindset of he got arrested for some.
You trying to say how many?
Yeah. Oh. I'm just, my bad. I'm sorry. Where my pen at so I can...
them about 13 dead bodies found in Lady Bird Lake in Austin, Texas since just January 2022. 11 of them men, 2 of them women, and only 1 confirmed homicide. APD says the rest is either accidental or suicide, but families of the victims want more answers and more investigation. As police claim the cause of death is mostly accidental drownings, as primarily drunk young men wander from the famous bar district called Rainy Street and into the nearby river. Many Austin locals fear there may be something far more sinister at play.
My brother's death was not accidental.
With countless theories ranging from the smiley face killer to a Dexter-type APD officer behind it, there are over 90,000 members in this Facebook group chat entirely mistrusting the police's official narrative and serve as a testament to the questions and concerns the public has.
Do you think it could be accidental? Because I'm like, it just started in 2022.
Yeah, the only reason I was sitting up here and I was like, I don't feel as though, and that's just my gut, I don't feel... Because, like, that's what I was going to say, because it just started, like, how long has the bar...
Trust your gut.
How long has the bar been there? I would like to know that information. If I can get, like, that back, so, like, you know, that information as far as, like, did the bar just, like, you know, get established, whatever the case would be, like, it's like a new bar.
And not even just that bar. Is it this seems like it might be like a heavy. It sounds like it's possibly downtown, heavily touristed area. So things would have been happening, not just one particular bar.
Well, I thought he named one particular one. If not, then I guess
if it's the area and he got bars down there, we'll see. My bad. My bad. I'm just saying, like, let's not like think of it just one bar.
But no. The reason why I said that. What? I'm just first play.
Talk. I'm just saying. Learn how to talk through it. Just
no,
I said, oh,
talking.
I said, oh, because I'm like, I get what.
Well, if it's not just one bar, if it is like multiple bars down there, then okay, yeah. But it doesn't. That doesn't even matter. Still, by like what I'm thinking still stands because it just started happening in 2022. So it's still like I have like this little maybe something is going on. If you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying... That's why I said, oh, because say, for instance, like what you were saying, if a particular bar did come in town, right? And a particular employee could be, Yeah. Could be, if that bar just opened up around 2021, and somebody could have been working, they could still be an employee there. They could be doing something. That's when I said, oh, I get what you're trying to put down. I ain't thinking of it like that. But that's very suspicious that 13 deaths in 2 years, 2.5 years, in one particular area? Nah.
Is there a killer or killers actively on the loose? And are they still out there?
You're still asking questions.
All right. All right, chill.
What do you think you are?
Now, my investigation began one tipsy evening when I got a little too curious and asked Austin police a few too many questions, apparently.
All right, I was asking the gentleman about the Rainy Street Killer. I asked them if they were engaged. Now we are engaged. How you doing, miss? How you doing, sir? How you doing? Give us a minute. All right, I got respectful distance. No, I know you're an honorable lady.
Why would that be questioned?
Well, we got two cops right here, and I asked them about the Rainy Street Killer and...
About the what?
The Rainy Street Killer.
Killer?
Exactly.
You guys crazy?
I know you're totally unrelated, so you have a great night. Officer.
Yes.
What is going on with the Rainy Street Killer?
It's alcohol. People get drunk.
Do you genuinely believe that? Officer, can I talk to you? Please, I pay my taxes. Can we have a brief... Yeah. Yes, sir.
Stay out of the road.
Yes, sir. Even when the sidewalk's counting down right now?
Sidewalk's right. Even though you're just in the road.
Okay.
43. Stay out of the road.
What are your thoughts on the Rainy Street Killer? Thank you for that alarm, by the way. That was totally necessary.
Just get out of the street.
All right. I pay my taxes. Genuine question. Not that deep. I ain't
gonna lie, Tyler. Move the fuck on, though.
Especially when you could tell they already irritated and they looking for a reason. So just
not like to be disrespectful on him.
No,
like,
but you do have to like
learn how to judge the situation.
They already like all whatever tense and stuff. You can tell.
So like in this situation, you going to jail getting arrested. I can understand why they did it on a petty behavior.
Yeah,
it doesn't. I'm not saying it's right, but I understand. But it doesn't get on the right. But, some people going to be petty regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, upholder plot, what are your thoughts on the Rainy Street Killer? I'm doing a little...
No time for that, brother.
Officer, don't leave me, please! I believe I may get arrested right now.
You're going to get arrested.
Wait, actually?
Yeah.
Wait, for what?
Put your hands behind your back. No, wait!
Officer,
Put your hands behind your back.
Wait, officer.
Put your hands behind your back.
Wait, actually?
You were pushing it, though.
Yes, sir.
Put your hands behind your back.
Yes, sir.
I think going to jail is excessive, though.
Oh, dang. All right, you can do fentanyl, you can kill people, you can... Wait, can you... No, I was simply asking the officer about the Rainy Street Killer. Apparently this is emblematic of a broader question, perhaps. Perhaps there is, in fact, a Rainy Street serial killer the APD is incapable of... What did I do? There are potentially larger threats at... I'm not making my flight to Florida.
What's Tyler? Were you intoxicated?
He did earlier say on he said on
One drunken
something. So maybe he had a couple drinks or something. He was feeling real good.
Tyler low-key give me drunk vibes. I'm like, Tyler, because the only reason why I'm like, hey, I think you were pushing it because I don't want to see you get a record over trying to do a video.
Yeah,
like
it's not worth it.
It's not worth like a video to. Now I understand. Go about it. Call it a night. Go about it a different way to properly cover the information.
I know you want to get the information. You want to get good content. Like I definitely get that.
Yeah. The approach is just wrong.
What is that? Yeah, text. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where's Tyler originally from? He give me a West Coast or northern. He give me I'm from the He'll give me a southern guy.
Is he from Florida? Or he just doing another video?
He always on the go. So he all over the place.
Where is he from? That's a good question. Don't know.
Folks, I'm taking a seat. Thank you, officer. Thank you for treating me with respect. I appreciate it. All right, I am going to jail. We gotta solve this serial killer. I'm here with my man Quentin. We just got released from jail. I was charged with use of a sidewalk after asking the officer about the Rainy Street Ripper. With the police response seemingly so absurd, it substantiated, in my mind, that there was something else going on here at the very least worth questioning. After being released from jail 6 hours later and pleading guilty to—
Yeah, I thought he was from California. He gave me California vibes.
Oh, he's from Cali?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh.
But yeah, he gave me a California guy vibe. I don't know why, but yeah.
On here at the very least worth questioning. After being released from jail 6 hours later and pleading guilty to not using the sidewalk, I then spent the next day scrubbing through Reddit threads and Facebook groups of concerned Austin locals convinced something else was going on here besides the official narrative. So I decided to meet up with families of those found dead in Lady Bird Lake who have spent years with unanswered questions and a lack of closure. Let me introduce Mitch, Martin Gutierrez's brother.
I've been out here since 2006, finished up school, got a job here at one of the local hospitals, and my little brother Martin would always come out here and visit. And January 1st, he moved here in 2018. Lived with me and my now wife out there in South Austin and everything. We'd go out all the time. Yeah, man, that's when it all began. We used to go out to Rainy Street. Rainy Street back in 2018, it was huge. Everybody was going out there. It was the bar district to go to. One night, we had gone to a dinner with my wife's family and everything, and I had to call it a night. It was Sunday night. My brother wanted to go out with a bunch of friends out to go watch some football. So they went out to Rainy Street. They went to one bar, got out to Luster Pearl, and according to his records and everything, we looked at it, he purchased one drink and my buddy got him one drink. By the time he got from Luster Pearl to Alibi, which is connect next door, he could barely even stand. Looking at the footage of him just leaning on from,
Okay.
2 drinks. My buddy's and then his. I could see him leaning on the bar. He was trying to talk to people and he was off his normal behavior from what so he left on the outside. So the guys he was with never even knew he left. And so he actually had a text on his phone from my buddy saying, "Hey man, where'd you go? Are you gone? Whatever." But he never responded. On that footage we had seen, my brother is he's a big bulky guy, like a powerlifting kind of guy. And to see him go out of the bar, he was skipping. His behavior was completely off. I know Martin through and through, and I drank with him multiple times, and it just something was off. And anyways, he actually texted a good friend of ours. And he's like, "Hey, do you mind giving me a ride?" And she was like, "Oh, I'm still at work." She's a nurse. And she's like, "I'm sorry." And he's like, "Oh, that's okay." But she said that he called her and he kept repeating himself. She's like, "Are you okay?" And there would be no reason for Martin to go into that area. We looked at the footage in front of that convenience store, and Martin never made it in that direction. You have the towers of Town Lake, then there's a little convenience store here. We have the last footage of him. You can either go to this convenience store and go past it, or this little dark cul-de-sac, that's right over here. And there would be no reason for Martin to go into that area. We looked at the footage in front of that convenience store, and Martin never made it in that direction. So for some reason, I got a feeling he came in this cul-de-sac area. I have no idea why that would even be an option for him. There's no houses, it's just a big circular dark area where people can park their cars. Yeah. My brother was a very kind person, very gullible, and just thought the best in everybody. So if someone was to say, "Hey, I have a flat tire," or "Hey, I need some help," he would have gone there, helped, ask questions later. I got a feeling maybe someone took advantage of that. The next day, we were a victim of routine. We went to the gym every day. Like, I get off of work, we go to the gym, do our routine. Come 5 o'clock, he never called, never showed up to the house, never responded to my texts. I'm like, hey man, are you okay? Like, what's going on? Nothing.
And how close are you guys at this point? Are you guys best friends? Are you guys?
We live together. You know, we texted every day. We sent memes to each other every day. Like, that kid was my best friend in the world. Well, we'd finish each other's sentences and we just quote movies all the time. He was a wonderful human being. It's hard to find people like that. Reached out to my buddy and I was like, hey man, I know you were with Martin last night. He's like, dude, he left the bar. We never figured out where he went. And so I had a bunch of friends go out to Rainy Street asking questions that night and all this. I was trying to reach out to people and see what, you know, if I could find any answers regarding my brother's location or what happened, or, you know. And then the next day I called my boss, said, I'm not coming into work. I need to figure out what's going on with my brother. So I went to all the local hospitals like Seton, St. David's, looking for a John Doe, see if maybe somebody had, you know, come in. Okay. There was nothing. And then we put out a post on social media, and then I went to the police department and filed a missing persons case. So within about 3-4 hours, I had KXAN, Spectrum News, like all these people reaching out to help us get the word out on my brother's situation. Austin Search and Rescue coming all the way out here with the helicopters. They had boats and everything coming to look
in the water.
In the water,
okay.
All around here. They had apparently this infrared technology that could look and see inside the water and see if they could find anything, and they found nothing.
And at this point, was it their belief that he may have been in the water, or they ruled that out?
They ruled it out. It was a huge relief for me. I was like, oh, thank God. He's got to be somewhere out here. Maybe somebody got him or something. Like, the thoughts in my head were just from here to here, man. Like a million thoughts of what could have happened. Had a whole group of people. We had family, friends, coworkers, even random people just looking to help us out. And we would collaborate every morning at like 8 a.m. and then we would just have a search party. I want you to search here, do this, put flyers out here, do what we can to find them. So we focused the majority of our searches on land over here because we ruled out the water. We did the same thing. We'd look from sun up to sundown, and it didn't matter the weather. It was like 20 degrees, man. It was so cold. We kept our searches going for days and days, and then November 26th, I got a text at 5:30 in the morning saying, I have your brother. If you tell the police anything, I'll cut his fucking throat and I'll send him to you piece by piece. I woke up, I panicked, I freaked out, man. Told my mom, I told my wife Whitney, I was like, I got him, he's alive. Like, I fucking found him, you know, like I got him. I was like terrified, but I was happy at the same time. They were like, I want you to go to this location and I want you to text me back. We have people watching you. We know where you are. And so I did whatever they said. I gave my wife a hug and a kiss, and I gave my mom a hug, and I said, if I don't come back, like, I love you, but I will bring him back. I promise. I promise I'll bring him back. And I left my house with no intention of ever coming back because I was. You thought you were gonna die? I was. I did. So I went all over the town. They wanted me to send them, hey, send this gift card. I want you to send me this. Like, I was so naive because I didn't have any answers because I was scared to call. I didn't want them to see me pull up my phone or anything like that because they said they were watching me. At 10 a.m., I had a meeting with Detective Donovan and the APD on what we could do from this point on so that you know we have him. And I was like, okay, just please let me talk to him. Send me a picture, something. Like, just give me some reassurance he's okay. And a good buddy of mine who worked for the Travis County Sheriff's Department were there to help me in that whole process. But even before we got started, they said they found a body that matched Martin's description. So I had all this hope that he was alive and that I was going to get him, and it was a hoax. Those guys were just taking me for money.
How much money did they take from you?
They ended up getting about $3,500, $4,000. They were adamant even after they texted me after I told them, like, my brother's body was found, don't fucking text me, lose my number, this and that. They were like, no, those are lies, that's not him, we have him. You know, they continued, you know, and there's a whole new place in hell for people like that. And 2 weeks after he was found, someone went to his Wells Fargo and emptied out his bank account. Someone went through the drive-through, forged his information, and emptied out his bank account. We were like, oh my God, like maybe that was the guy. Girl, well, whoever went to get surveillance. They didn't have any surveillance at the bank. Wells Fargo Bank did not have the surveillance necessary to catch who emptied out my brother's bank account. No footage. Zero. We begged for it. We got the cops involved. Nothing. The bank reimbursed the money. Never did anything else. We never got any answers. It could have been the person. Same thing with Lester Pearl. We were able to get surveillance footage at Alibi. You know, all these locations, the towers of Town Lake, all of them were cooperative. Lester Pearl refused to give us any surveillance that would help in the case, saying that they couldn't do anything unless their manager was available. So as soon as the manager came back after the holiday, they got the footage that we needed, gave it to the police. They gave the wrong date of footage and then deleted what we needed. At this point, it could be anybody. It could be bartenders. It could be someone sitting in that location that was watching him. I don't know. Someone's.
That's what I was saying earlier. I said, you never know who it could be. It could literally be a worker. You know what this also reminds me of? The situation that happened in Nashville with that guy. With the video footage, they say he's normal, fine. And then they had video footage of him just wandering all over the place. And supposedly he had stumbled over into the river. And I'm like, huh? Like, how? Like, for him to even have got to where they found him at was a distance. And I'm like, nobody picked him up. And they had video footage, literally, him stumbling. And I say this, for the people who do, like, bar hop and go, like, do those activities, because I'd never tell anybody, you know what I'm saying, never to enjoy yourself, you know what I'm saying, because, you know, who am I? But also be careful, be safe. Even bartenders will do something to your drink if you're not even watching them, you know? Because a lot of people like, sometimes, don't get it twisted. Some of the most careful people, who are observing the whole scene, are the bartenders and servers.
Yeah.
They are peeping stuff. Because I'm just speaking from experience. When I was a server and worked in the bars and stuff, I would peep the area. I would peep the scene. I would pay attention to the crowd.
Very observant.
But also, there are people who don't give a fuck. And there are people who will do something to you out of spite.
Yeah.
So you never know, man. This world's a very sick place. And you never know who could be up to something. We just don't.
Yeah.
Spiked his drink or whatever, but my brother and I never did drugs. No, it was just all alcohol. I mean, his toxicology, I've put it out there for the world to see. It was alcohol only, but they did a basic tox panel. Benzodiazepines, opiates, THC, all that stuff was negative. Cocaine, like nothing. Like we didn't do anything. It was just alcohol. But they don't check for like other agents, like roofies and all that other stuff. But I heard that they're starting to check for Rufalin now, and they caught it on one person. I am like begging for the city of Austin to put up lighting and surveillance in the area, something to prevent this from happening so that other families would never have to go through this. There has been 30 plus bodies that have gone missing. All male, all, you know, very similar characteristics, all off of Rainy Street and all end up in the water. I mean, at this point, it's not coincidental. These are not accidents. The evidence is there. Austin Police Department is real quick to say that all these are accidental. As soon as my brother's autopsy came back that it was accidental, they closed this case. They did that for all of them. Jason, John, all of them. Like, I mean, they just, all accidental. My brother's death was not accidental. To get from Rainy Street all the way out here to this water, even in this little dark area or the convenience store, it's still 300 yards still away. Like there's no way like he would go this direction in the middle of November, 20 degrees. My brother was the best swimmer I've ever met, but there's no reason for him to be in that water. So my brother's autopsy, I just tore that thing apart trying to find some kind of answers. You know, I've been a nurse practitioner. I've been in healthcare almost 16 years now. So the two things that stuck out to me was that he had a contusion. So a contusion is a bruise. In order for a human being to create a bruise, you have to have a pulse. Police were saying that, oh, he fell off the bridge, he hit his head, he drowned. If he would have hit his head, drowned immediately, he would have never had this contusion develop on the back of his head. That's not possible. Also, too, when they found him in the lake, he was face down floating. So if he had been in the water the entire time, floating face down, his eyes would have been clear, but they were opaque, they were cloudy. Air had to hit them, the sun had to hit his eyes. I do believe that someone hurt my brother and also hurt all the other ones.
What do you think happened to him inside the bar?
I think somebody drugged him.
Okay.
I do. They deleted what we needed, and now I will never know what happened to my brother in that bar. Martin went missing on the 19th. On the 26th is when he was found. It was one of those things to where the APD, we had so many issues reaching out to them. Like Detective Donovan was so hard to get a hold of. We had news surveillance. I'd send it to him. I'd email it to him. A response would come back a day or two later. I'm like, dude, you got to be more on this. This is an active missing persons case. You need to be responding within like minutes, an hour, and we were not on the priority list.
So I'll just say this in the defense, not making an excuse, but just in the defense of the police. There are so many active open cases that they do have to work with. And I'll say this 100%. Like when it comes down to the detectives and things like that, they are understaffed for the amount that they have to deal with. You don't agree though?
I'm just letting you say what you got to say.
No, I'm saying for someone to now response time like reason why I'm saying that because now I might be dealing with 2 or 3 homicides. Now I'm dealing with this case. Another case might come in today, especially for a large city. Austin is one of the biggest cities in Texas. Like the detectives, you know what I'm saying? I'm not making it an excuse. But I'm like, also we do have to take that into consideration, though. You don't agree?
I mean, not necessarily, because I can't agree when I don't know. Like I don't know what you had on your desk. I don't know how many cases you had. I don't know if you were I don't know that information, so I can't defend. Yeah. Like I just can't do that without that information. Yeah. Since it was active and it was like you had the news, you had people looking, you had people like actively right now. Like I do feel like it, and maybe that's just me like putting myself in their shoes. I do feel, and for a lot of people, you know, you want yours to be priority because it's your family. And I think I am putting myself in their shoes. Like if I wasn't it, like I want it to be priority, but I guess everyone would want theirs to be priority as well. But again, I don't know what else you had on your desk, so I can't necessarily defend you. Some officers, some detectives, whatever, they drag their feet. They don't care. It has nothing to do with them. It's not their family. It's not their situation. Like, so they will be like, we'll do what we can when we can. They're not like in a hurry to do anything. You do have those, you know, a few that they care. They want to, you know, get the justice that you need. Like if it is something that's going on that's not accidental or whatever the case may be. But you do have those ones, and I'm not saying all police officers are like bad, but you do have those ones that they don't care. They really don't, because they deal with so much. And so they just like, it's just like another day, another person for them, another case, another number, like whatever. So yeah.
How did APD do when it came to looking for your brother and keeping you informed?
So the APD did an absolutely terrible job with my brother's case. There was people asking for wrong dates of footage. It was hard to get staff to help. It was hard to get people to respond, but I just didn't feel the urgency. I didn't feel like they truly cared. My brother deserved better than that. 3 days after he'd been missing, that he was not in the water. Apparently they were full of shit because they didn't believe their own initial search, so now they went back to the water, but someone found him. There was some guy that has an apartment right here off of Riverside, went out with his cup of coffee in the morning, saw a body floating and called 911.
Police didn't even find him?
Nope. It was a random, person in their apartment. Their misled information deterred our searches elsewhere, and he was here the whole damn time.
Was that your hunch initially, or was that your fear?
Or was he there the whole time? You get what I mean? It's a possibility he wasn't there the whole time and somebody just dumped him there.
We'll never know.
That was my fear. I was scared to death he was going to be in the water.
Do you think the APD is involved?
Honestly?
Personal belief.
Personal belief, in my opinion, I think that the Austin Police Department has some kind of education or something on it, and they're just not telling us. I can't remember what year it was. It was after my brother had passed. There was a gentleman who was a police officer that was cornered in Container Bar. So Container Bar was a pretty popular bar on Rainey Street as well. They cornered this police officer. There was people in like suits, like trying to get this guy. Guy pulled out a gun and shot himself in the head in the middle of Container Bar. My buddy was working on Rainey Street, told me all about it. I mean, there was police all over the place. I mean, everything. And a police officer shot himself in the head after getting cornered by...
I've heard two different stories. One is this one where an FBI agent just shoots himself on the floor of the container bar, and the other is where this guy was being followed, possibly because of his sister, because that is sketch as, and there was undercover agents in the bar, and he shot himself because he knew it was over. Either way, it's pretty rude to kill yourself in a business in front of hundreds of people. Just shoot yourself.
I don't know if it was FBI agents or something, but something happened and they just brushed it under the rug. So I got a feeling, so this is what I think happened, is I think that someone hurt my brother, maybe asked for like, or hey, I'm an Uber. Hey, I need some help with the tire or something like that. My brother, like I said, very gullible, very helpful. And he would have gone over there and then someone hit him on the back of the head and then drug him, took him wherever. You know, at this time, you know, bruises developing, eyes are changing, all this stuff. I don't know when they decided to put him in the water or whatever, but I got a feeling after all this happened, that's when they put him in. Last year with Jason John's situation, all that, we were able to make enough noise to where the Austin Police Department actually put out a public statement saying that there was no risk to the public, there is no serial killer, there's nothing like that to be scared of, you know, continue to do what you're doing. They even continue to refuse on social media now.
I think the APD is gaslighting the public as to the possibility of there being a trend here or a serial killer in this instance.
I very much agree, yeah.
Why?
Money. What, like this all happened right around South by Southwest.
Okay.
We made enough noise to where the city was like getting hit and they were affected by this. So they built this large fence, this wooden fence all right before South by Southwest. So they said that they were doing something to protect the public. Follow the money, man.
But
you know?
since your brother, there have been several people found in this water. People are still dying out here.
People are still dying.
Is there anything you could get to give you more peace about the situation and about the loss of your brother?
Answers.
Okay.
You know, my therapist has said it was a compound trauma. You know, it's been almost 6 years in November that my brother's gone missing. And every time another body goes missing, I've worked so hard to kind of push forward, never to move away and just completely just move on, but to at least make step forwards. And then another body goes missing and it rips off the Band-Aid and I'm right back at step one. It's been hard to get back to moving forward because of there's no changes.
So when you hear about another person dying found out here, does that trigger the same feelings you were at when Martin went missing?
Every time I hear of one, I go out walking around. I mean, I'll bring a friend and I'll just try to help out the best I can. Same with Jason. Their families deserve that. And I felt like it was my part, because Martin, if he was here, he would have helped me search.
Have you lost faith in the APD?
I have zero faith in the Austin Police Department. They treated all these guys like numbers. If they were to sit and just line up all these families that have lost significant other or a brother or dad and just look them in the eye and just say, we don't care. It's exactly what they do to us. They don't care. They're full of shit.
Thank you, Mitch. Thanks for sharing, brother. If Martin was only observed to have had 2 drinks, how would he, a strong swimmer and a big guy, seemingly get intoxicated at all and walk all the way into Lady Bird Lake and drown? With a Facebook group full of over 90,000 concerned locals who don't buy this narrative, how many people actually know about the 12 accidental deaths found in this water since just January 2022? Do they think there was a killer at large? And how hard is it actually to drown in Lady Bird Lake while intoxicated? I asked the cops, do you think anything's going on here? They said no, just a bunch of young guys falling in, and then they threw the book at me, took me to jail for the night for jaywalking.
That's how you hide stuff from the public, right? Like you arrest people asking questions and make them seem like criminals.
Do you think there is some suppression of vital information regarding this string of deaths? I'm not saying murders, but deaths regarding this lake?
I would say that there are 100% murders, and the police are definitely hiding that and stuff. I've been hearing about this for a long time.
Yeah.
They've found how many bodies at this point? There's definitely something going on. I mean, how many other cities have like 13 dead bodies floating around in the river? Like probably not that many. I heard somebody saying something about like the smiley face killer or something, where they're seeing smiley faces printed where the bodies are being found or where people are disappearing from.
But I mean, like if there is a killer or something, that definitely it's going to be concern matter. Everybody should try to stay safe.
Do you think it's that easy to walk all the way from Rainy Street and end up in the water?
Rainy Street's right next to the water.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, we're about to test that theory right now.
You jumping in?
I'm gonna take 6 shots and get in the water.
Okay.
The APD is gaslighting the public and calling their concern noise.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think the APD does that constantly with pretty much everything. They are notorious for lying, notorious for framing people. How many of our cops have shot random people and then been right back on the force, the next day? I don't trust the cops ever. never will, never have. They'll put up big old like cement stars all over the bridges and stuff that cost millions, but they can't put up a damn street light to save somebody's life. I also think like, a lot of the guys that they're finding are homosexual, and so I think like, we're in Texas and they kind of just like shoo that shit under a rug and hide it, so that there's a lot of hate in this city.
And if you see some kind of suspicious things going on, or if you sense then I think you should call 911.
I agree. In a perfect world, call 911. But if 911 doesn't give a rip, or they gaslight you into thinking this is a nothing burger, then I don't know what the solution is besides taking the shit into our own hands, getting the information out to the public, and bringing out as much information as we can to the public. Question for you, sir. True. Do you think there's a serial killer in Austin, Texas?
I mean, that's a pretty steep bank over there, so I can see it happening, but at the same time, it's happening a little too often. I mean, there's no bars down there.
Nearly every other month now.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard reports from both, but you know what? I'm going to lean that there is. Yeah.
Does this concern you, the existence potentially of a serial killer or a marauder on the streets, or disconnected individual murders, perhaps?
I think so. I mean, I live on Rainy, so it's definitely a bit of concern, but I've tended to not go out here as much just as a result, but yeah, it's definitely something I stay wary of. I'm not going to be walking out there at night.
He wants to be interviewed. All right. How you doing, sir? Do you think there's a killer out here?
Yes.
Yeah?
I absolutely do. Well, there's no way you could stumble into the water. It's like a 30-foot buffer between the sidewalk and the river. Only if you could go down the ramp, but they're located at different places. And there's just no way. You can't be roofied and stumble that much. You're going to pass out before then.
Do you think the APD is gaslighting the public into thinking there's nothing going on?
Absolutely. I mean, they don't want to scare people. Now, are you the Ripper? Are you the Ripper?
That's a valid question. I'm not the Ripper.
Because that would be a perfect cover. You could interview somebody. You could walk them down to the river. You could say, hey, take a look.
That's something for real though.
That is though, like
we know Tyler.
Tyler.
But yeah,
Tyler, like I don't even live here. I'm just trying to bring shed some light to y'all issue.
Cause I'm really trying to, sometimes I be like,
I want to see like how close it is. Like literally, how close is it really?
Yeah.
Look at the river. There's some fish down there, some turtles, and then you strangle them and throw them in the water.
Is that an accusation?
I'm throwing out.
I like your predisposition to question anyone and everyone, and that's what I'm here to do as well. Not to say you should trust me, because you shouldn't, and it could be anyone.
It could be him.
It could be anyone.
But I'm just saying it could.
No,
you want to be interviewed.
I get what you're saying, but yeah, you just never know. Like I said the other day. What does a person like this look like? When we was watching, because that's what he was.
Like,
and I'm like,
image wise, just seeing him, you would never know. But finding out details, most of the time we only find those details out later.
Okay,
you like every sign pointed to that person.
Yeah.
It's just somebody with that information has to look into that person.
But if I'm just out and about enjoying my night, ain't nobody
regular citizen
looking into that. Like people just
having
a good time. Like, you know what I'm saying? It could be anyone.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to fearmonger either. Do you think there may be a serial killer out here?
Yes, and that's based only off of Reddit threads that I've read, okay?
Dude, I've actually seen
Everybody
somebody, like
Reddit,
the cops wheel a body up from the actual lake. Okay. So, yeah, and it's, I've heard lots of different stories. I'm actually on a Facebook group.
So am I.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of theories, too. There's a super weird guy that lives in my apartment, and I saw him in a black hoodie, and he was walking down to the lake, like, on the boardwalk alone at, like, 1 in the morning. So that was super weird, so.
All right, you guys enjoy your walk. Buddy system, stay safe, don't drink too much. Bye-bye.
Actually, I have a guy in my building actually drowned in the like 2 years, like year and a half ago.
He drowned?
Yeah,
Allegedly?
Allegedly.
I think that it's drunk man. I mean, they're all like, 30-year-old men who aren't afraid to walk in that sketchy area.
I'll tell you, I live like right near right off the bridge, like walking distance from here. And
those will be perfect targets, though.
Yeah.
Those are perfect targets.
So dark, you will never see
20-something to 30-something-year-old that male that you can get them alone, but you can get them intoxicated enough where, those are perfect targets. And then as soon as I catch you on this dark path, it's over. Pop right back to the head.
And whatever.
Do whatever, and
yeah.
Damn.
I mean, they found the guy in my building. They found him like he didn't even have water in his lungs.
Which doesn't make sense.
He had AirPods in his pocket that were still working. He was supposedly there for a week. That doesn't really make sense.
So out of
AirPods in his pocket, they were still. He wasn't there.
And he didn't have water in his lungs. He did not drown.
He didn't die there. Same way, and that's the same way with what's the guy earlier? I cannot remember his name, but his brother. If they did a sweep with infrared technology to see if anything, and they didn't.
His brother name was Martin.
Martin, but I was trying to think of his name. I couldn't remember his name. But if y'all had infrared technology, y'all scan the water to see if there's a body in the water. Y'all didn't find any bodies in the water. Red flag. That now, a couple days later, somebody. That's why I said I feel as though they're being killed somewhere else and dumped in the water.
So you telling me, like me personally, just with the education that I have and the knowledge that I have and the stuff that I've like read, or whatever. The fact that y'all chunk it up to him being this one that he just talked about, the one that was his, that lived in his apartment.
Drowning without water in the lungs.
No water in the lungs. Supposedly there for a week. AirPods still working.
He would have had a bloated body too.
Everything. If you telling me I'm drowning, there's going to be water. I'm drowning. There's going to be water in that person's lungs. So the fact that that was not found and y'all still was like, oh, it was an accidental drowning.
There's
we
no
just
way.
Like closing the case and moving on.
There's
Let's
no
be
way,
real.
bro. There's no way. If that's true, there's no way.
If that is the information, then that's sad.
Genuine curiosity myself, as someone who is a decent swimmer but nothing special, I decided to slam 6 shots myself on an empty stomach to simulate how easy or difficult it would be to walk all the way over into Lady Bird Lake and drown.
We should officially, scientifically be technically intoxicated.
And after roughly 10.5 minutes of walking...
But you had 6. Martin only had 2 drinks.
Let me also say this real quick. You had 6 shots. Six shots on an empty stomach. Martin was already out to dinner with his brother and his brother's
friend.
Wife, family.
Yeah.
They was already eating, and then he went out with his friends. So I have food on my stomach. With 2 drinks. Come on.
Only 2 drinks. Unless I'll say this, unless he had previously been drinking with the family prior. When they went out to dinner.
He said that his friend got him his...
No. I'm saying when he was with his brother wife, previously drinking. Previously out to... No.
And talking, I'd made my way to the most convenient point of entry I could see into the Lady Bird Lake water.
This man jumping and everything.
There's no chance I would drown out here. I'm no Michael Phelps. There is 0 chance in hell during the daytime that I would drown.
But there are many factors to consider here, of course. Just how drunk you are, water temperature, and the speed of the current. But let's take Martin, a big guy who's really good at swimming, only 2 drinks in, wouldn't exactly be hammered and unable to get out of the water. Not saying it's impossible, but it seems unlikely.
Keep in mind, the big clincher here is that it is dark.
But let's go back to Mitch's simple yet compelling point about money. Why would the APD or the city of Austin not want the public to know there's a serial killer if there was one? Apparently in 2022, visitor spending generated $8.2 billion, $837 million in local taxes, and helped sustain 146,000 plus jobs. So I went back to Rainey Street on the weekend to see if visitors from out of state would still visit and drink in Austin if there was a known serial killer on the loose.
If you guys knew there was a serial killer in Rainey Street, would you be less inclined to come down here and drink?
Yeah, because what the This is our first time in general coming here, and I was a little bit familiar with that situation. I thought it was fun.
Maybe. We don't know. They're targeting dudes, allegedly. It's right here, Rainey.
I'm gonna go now. But yeah, okay.
If you knew there was a serial killer, would you come out here and drink?
I mean, if I was around people.
If you had a squad.
Yeah, typically.
But not solo.
If he was active, probably not.
Like on a night like this, pretty busy for Rainey these days, would you feel comfortable coming out here, taking 6 shots, walking over there?
Probably not.
Sussed out? Are you a pretty strong guy? You can fight in a 1v1? What are you thinking?
I ain't worried about it. We're always a bunch of guys, man. I mean, if it's just one guy, if I'm with my group of friends, I think... I just said that. I said there were a lot of guys, so we ain't worried about that. Exactly.
I'm a little...
But that's the thing, though. Y'all in a group of packs of guys. You think, yeah, me and my... But if you drunk, intoxicated, roofie to the point where you just wander out by yourself, for one, now you're not in a clear mind. So all that is out the door. everybody know when you're drunk and intoxicated, your response time goes down. That's the reason why when people get to fighting and they drunk, it's always hilarious because they're swinging and their response time to the punches it's always off. It's never gonna be on point. So yeah, take yourself out of it because Martin was with a group of friends, with a group of guys, but he happened to wander off by himself, intoxicated, where he was stumbling and skipping, and he's not his.
And you also have to understand that you may be with a group of guys or whatever, and if something in this situation like happened, if something was put in his drink or whatever, don't know because they didn't test for everything. But if something was put in his drink, everyone is drinking, right?
Yeah.
So y'all having a good time drinking, you feeling good, whatever the case may be, you're not as alert either. The group of people you're with is not as alert. Everyone is not, especially if it's like 10 guys, everyone is not like accounting for everybody. Like, make sure every 2 seconds, everybody here, you know what I'm saying? Because no one's on that. They're not thinking about that. Even the guy that you brought up earlier that in Nashville, I think his name was Riley. The guy, he was with a group of guys and he wandered off. He got kicked out but still,
which happens because he got kicked out, but nobody else left with him.
I'm not like my friend get kicked out.
We all kicked out.
We all kicked out. We leaving. Like that's what it is. So it's those type of situations where I don't know, man. It's just.
And I'll say this as well because I've been out hanging with a bunch of guys and stuff. There's always times where you'll wind up by yourself, like. The crowd's moving too fast for you, or you, hey, I got to run out to the bathroom. Yeah. Guys, we're not typically like girls are like, hey, bro, come to the bathroom with me. I got to go to the bathroom. We're typically like, hey, I'm finna run to the bathroom real quick. All right, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be over here. And then just so happen y'all move to another location. Yeah. Now I come back, I'm like, damn, where y'all go? Then I got to pick up my phone. Hopefully one of y'all hear y'all phone ringing and answer and let me know where y'all at. People slip up in groups, even though the objective is always let's stay together. Yeah, something always happens where we're not always together. So be careful, bro.
A little anxious because I know what's going on, and I mean a lot of people don't.
You knew about the gunshot to the head, hands behind the back.
All that. Yeah. In that hog tie position, like found in the water. That's not a suicide, bro.
Okay, if it was confirmed 100%, would you still feel comfortable coming down here?
Hell yeah.
Yeah?
What am I be scared of?
If there was confirmed a serial killer out here, would you guys feel comfortable coming down and drinking?
Yes, because it's my bachelorette party and I would have a good time.
13 dead bodies last 2 years, found dead right over there. Question for you, if you knew there was a serial killer confirmed on Rainy Street, would you feel comfortable coming down here with the boys?
Probably not.
Sure, I think so.
Yeah.
Sure, I would say no, but we are in Texas, and you try with the wrong one, you don't have to worry about you don't got to worry about it.
But
all of y'all are of sound mind, right? Even if you're a little intoxicated, you're still clear enough to think about it. Day rate drugs, roofies, and stuff like that. You're not in the right mindset. You are at your most vulnerable, at your weakest. And I mean at your weakest, most vulnerable
state that you could be, mind of state.
Yeah.
I mean state of mind, everything, physically.
So everything you thinking, I'm gonna be able to get it off. Somebody approach you, you're gonna be like, where is that?
Yeah, like
you ain't gonna be able to. Yeah. That might not even come in your mind that I got it on me.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm not from Austin, but before coming to Austin, they were like, be careful on Rainy because there's a guy that's killing people, and he's specifically going for guys that are drunk and probably gay. I did a little research on it, but not too much, so that's all I know. So I got all my buddies here, and we're all staying safe. We got buddy system.
But I do understand the concerns, especially when you're drinking out here. It could be one of these bartenders.
100%. A little GHP, wake up in the water.
You're out of here.
We had no idea, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, now that you're bringing it to our attention, I'm aware. I got to be aware. Thank you for telling the people.
Buddy system, watch them open the drink.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Exactly.
You come here as a sort of destination experience. If confirmed, you knew there's a serial killer here in Rainy Street.
Well, to be honest, man, there's every corner in the world, there's somewhere that's dangerous. That's not going to stop you from living your life. Just got to be more cautious. That's all.
You?
It wouldn't necessarily stop me. It may even bring interest.
To no surprise, it was not common knowledge regarding the deaths found near Rainy Street, and a serial killer didn't seem like it was a major concern for anyone coming out here to get drunk. But how spooky was the trail near the water at night? And are Austin locals afraid to go near it when it's dark outside?
Okay, I'm here with
Manny.
Manny, I just interrupted your workout. Where are we at right now?
We're currently here in front of 44 East.
Okay. How close are we to Lady Bird Lake right now?
Literally like three steps.
Okay. Have you heard about the missing men?
No. Oh, wait. I have.
Okay,
Sorry.
no, you're good. You fit the profile, as do I think, right?
Yes, one, I'm in my young 20s. I'm gay. I live here on Rainy, so it's something I should be concerned. As y'all can tell, I work out a lot, so.
That's right. So what are your thoughts? You live out here. You fit the profile.
The only thing, he's not intoxicated. That's the only thing.
I go out every night.
Do you ever think about like any safety protocols or?
Honestly, I really don't care.
Okay.
I know it sounds really bad, but I really don't care.
No, it's fair.
I mean, nothing has happened. Maybe tonight's the night.
Okay.
Maybe.
Now, once you walk past the newly built park I found Manny in, right by the apartment complexes, how dark does it get? Are there any lights? And is anyone hanging out here?
We're gonna go for a little walk into the darkness right now. See if we find anything unusual. It's a peaceful night, 97 degrees. Not sure what this is. Hello. Okay, that is not what we want to see. We got some clothing on the ground. Hello. A little bit creepy. Excuse me. Question for you. He fits the demo. Do you think there's a serial killer out here?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah?
That's why I always carry a knife.
Oh, wait, can I see the knife? Yeah, that is very smart. PSA to the ladies out there. Protect yourself. Be safe. Okay, that's actually smart. See ya. I think there's a serial killer out here.
Do I think so?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
But that could be just me being like stubborn.
Yeah.
But I also live right here.
Okay.
And it does get, as you can see, it does get really dark. It could be easy to fall.
Okay. You live around here, I assume?
Yeah, I live at one of these towers over here. So.
Do you ever hear people stumbling and yapping about deep?
Huh?
I'm sorry. I'm just like, why won't they like put lights up? That area should be lit up, especially since people are like working out so much in this area, walking like.
Especially with it being like downtown area.
Yeah, you would just think that it'll just be lit up a little bit more, just for like if something was to happen, at least somebody can see something. Like it's so dark, if something going on, you can't even see for real.
Maybe you don't want to intervene with I was gonna say with the housing area, but nah, because you got street lights beam on houses all the time.
Yeah,
so I don't know. Like that is a good question though. I understand that part. I don't know, man. I don't know. Would you go out in an area like that?
No, and I get it. A lot of people are like, like with the young man that said that he didn't really care.
Mm-hmm.
Like
sometimes y'all be trying to be overly tough for no reason.
It's not. I don't even think it's that. I just think some people are just that nonchalant, and they just don't want to live in fear, so they don't want to think about it. Like I don't even want to think about it. Like nothing has happened. I'm good. I've been here this long. Like this is my routine that I do. I don't want to live in fear. And I do think like that. I don't want to live in fear, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, if something's going on, I want to make sure that I'm in the house at night. Like, like I don't think that's living in fear. I think that's just being cautious, just like making sure I'm good.
Awareness.
It's awareness for me. Like, so I'm gonna do my thing in the daytime, make sure all my errands is like everything is like. But when the sun go down, baby, I'm in the house.
Yeah.
I have no reason to come back out. So.
And with the women are not typically the target either. So I guess that's the reason why
because what was it, 11? So far 11 men, 2 women.
Yeah, she had hers on her though.
Yeah.
Out here?
Not really.
Okay.
The hall tide?
Do you know why there are no trail cams or lights out here?
That's a really good question.
Okay.
Lights are new, so I think they're trying to work on it. I don't know the situation.
Think there may be something going down here, or just a string of unconnected?
I don't personally. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I'm not like writing it off or anything.
Yeah.
It is concerning that people are drowning.
Sure. My main observation right now is it is dark as out here.
Hello.
You got that big old bright
There's not a
light.
soul peeping out here on a Monday. Oh, hey there. What's up?
Get out of here.
What the f?
Go over there.
What the f did I do? I'm talking to folks.
People on left.
Huh?
Know them.
Wait, what?
You say.
No, I don't know you.
And you must, in this day and era.
Wait, what?
Represent yourself via some other person.
Excuse me?
Or send some sort of mail somewhere.
No, sir. I'm talking to people. Ask them questions about the Rainy Street Killer.
Fine.
Is he talking to him or he talking to the thing? I don't fucking know, bro. Is he homeless? Cause this look like it could be a tent, like a roto sleeping bag.
Yeah, sleeping bag.
You said sleeping bag.
I said a bag. Yeah.
I don't know.
Your own answers to your questions.
What do you mean?
Move along. There you go. You don't know how to have a conversation in the sense of anything more than.
Are you from England, sir?
You're still asking questions.
All right.
Move on.
All right, chill.
What do you think you are? I'll show you a fucking toe.
Calm down. Hey, calm down.
Could be him.
All right, he said he's gonna slice me up and fucking kill me, faggot. Hey, f you. We gotta make some distance.
Oh. Tyler, you can't be getting shit with people.
Why would he call him that? But yeah.
Because they are targeting certain.
You know.
So
I definitely sense some murderous aura coming from him. Regardless.
Hey, Tyler Solo Dolo.
Regardless of the cause of death, with the amount of people found dead in this water, it doesn't make sense why there's still no lighting or cameras on the trail. And the only person I found who wasn't on a walk or a run I really saw on this trail at night was who I believe to be a homeless British man who said he was gonna kill me. Which in a roundabout way leads me to Chris Clark, a 30-year-old homeless man who was found dead in the water. Keep in mind, most of the other dead men were found after drinking on Rainy Street and were not homeless. Here's what Regan, the mother of Chris's child, had to say.
They considered him a transit, is what they call him, Austin Police Department, which is another word for homeless.
Got it.
I instantly thought it was Austin Police Department because even before I got the footage, when I found out he was dead, I felt like it was Austin Police Department because of the history that they had, and I just know that it was never good between Chris and the Austin Police Department. So I automatically thought like the police did this to him just to get rid of him because it can be a lot when you're dealing with someone with mental illness and stuff like that. And I know from my own experience dealing with him and trying to help him, it was a lot sometimes. Unfortunately, last year, April 15th to be exact, he was found here in Lady Bird Lake on the Ann Butler Bridge. They just said that Chris was found dead in the lake. Me and Chris met each other in 2009. We were in high school, we started to date, and then probably 6 months later, I was pregnant at 16 with our son, his only son, both of our only kid. We dated for 10 years on and off. After 10 years, we kind of just, remained friends just because it didn't work out. He struggled with mental illness, also drug addiction, so that also played a part into why we didn't last as a relationship, but we always remained friends. He was a good dad. When it happened, it was very, very hard for me. So that Monday, I didn't think anything of it. I just jumped into action and I started to try to do and get whatever information I could. I started off by trying to call the detective that was working the case. That I didn't speak to him until probably like 2 months later.
2 months after his passing.
Right. He ended up calling and returning my call after I...
Now that's a problem. From what I said earlier, now that's a problem. 2 months later, that's a problem. I guess y'all jump it up to, well, there's nothing we were supposed to be looking into the case because we ruled it as a accidental, you know what I'm saying? Or self, fuck all that, bro. Honestly, he probably got into it with somebody or saw something he wasn't supposed to see because he was homeless and he probably was standing. Because honestly, I say this for sure. If I was homeless, this would be a good area to stay in because it's dark, low activity, and the water sounds nice. It's a good spot to be in. I believe.
Later.
2 months after his passing.
Right. He ended up calling and returning my call after I kept calling. And basically he just said to me that, what his exact words were, what does he want me to do when he has no information or no whereabouts to where Chris was? They let me see him when he was released to the funeral home.
Okay.
So, and that was a little shady too. Funeral home, they were helpful, but I feel like they were kind of working or was told to do certain things because they kept saying like to cremate him, cremate him, cremate him. I didn't want to cremate him because I always knew Chris's wishes was to not be cremated, but the funeral home kept suggesting that, oh, it's because of the deterioration, because he'd been in the water so long, the smell. The funeral director said the only way he could let us see him is if me, my mom, and Chris's cousin, Jasmine, sign a paper saying that we won't sue the funeral home for any mental breakdown or emotional stress. Okay. We met him like...
So my thing is, how bad was he then? If that's the case, that's one of the cases, because y'all finna go view the body. So that's going to be like he's saying like but that's still very much so. What is in a small print of this waiver? Can I get my lawyer involved to view over this paperwork before I sign any documentation? Because I have a right to view the body if it's a loved one. You cannot prevent me from seeing my loved one. Especially if I'm the point of contact for him to go through this procedure, I shouldn't have to sign a waiver to, you know?
Yeah, I don't know how bad, yeah, of course we don't know how bad the body was, but I have like a similar, like with my uncle when he passed, and they said it was really bad. Never got to see him, not even at his funeral. He didn't get cremated. He actually had a funeral. It was just closed casket because he was very bad, like very deteriorated, very like unrecognizable.
You talking about the one y'all that took a couple of days to find?
Yeah, it was like 34 days, and he was in his apartment.
And it was in the summertime, right?
Super hot, hot. Body like super deteriorated. My uncle said when he even like walked in the hall. That's why I don't want to call. Anyway, when he like walked in like the hall of his apartment, you can smell it like before you even got to his door. It was awful. So I'm just trying to figure out like why would y'all just like, and I get everybody, you know, it's different as far as like the funeral homes that you go to, they operate different. They don't want to fool, you know, whatever the case may be. Or his was just like 10 times worse than maybe what my uncle's was or whatever the case may be. But it was like, we didn't cremate him. We actually had a funeral. We just didn't get to see him before. Before we put him in the ground.
King Tears on 12th Street. And then he kind of just had him in the body bag. And it was just the face up that they let us see. And, you know, instantly I broke down crying. The thing that stood out to me the most when I did see him was he had like a gash from here, from the top of his forehead to the top of his eyelids. And then that was weird to me because they kept saying that, you know, there was no foul play or stuff like that. So I asked the medical examiner after I called and I said, so why did he have a gash? She first acted like she didn't know what I was talking about, and then she backed it up real fast and said, oh, it's skin slippage. It was due to skin slippage. And, you know, I listen to a lot of crime podcasts, things like that. I'm not a detective. I didn't go to school for anything, but I'm not dumb either.
What did the autopsy reveal that Chris's official cause of death was?
They deemed it undetermined.
How did you feel about that lack of answer?
I felt very upset. Just like I told the detective, like, I know something happened to him.
Do you think the police and the investigators put as much dedication and care and time into looking for the cause of death?
I feel like they really wanted to just close the case just because of who he was, because he had these problems with the Austin Police Department. He was mentally unstable and he also was on drugs. You know, that is wrong because Chris was a son. He was a parent. You know, he did have siblings, two to be exact, and he had grandparents, you know, that, you know, they're not here, but he had family and people actually cared about him a lot. I'm gonna be honest, my son misses his dad every day. He wants to know what happened to his dad, you know, to know your 13-year-old son is Googling, you know, his dad's name and Lady Bird Lake and stuff like that. And then it's just like, I have no answers for him. I can't even give him a, yes, he was murdered. Yes, this was an accident. And I've said it before, if it was an accident, if this happened, you know, mysteriously to be on him, on Chris, then, you know, let me know that. But I don't think Chris put himself in this water. They kept saying it, that the detective actually said that he thinks that he fell asleep. and fell in the water, but I don't think that was true. They treated him like he was a dog found on the streets. That's how I worded it to the detectives, that's how they were treating him. The Austin Police Department, I've said it before, they should be ashamed of themselves. I think that Austin Police Department is hiding something from the public. I think that they're hiding what's going on around this lake, and they don't want us to know for whatever reason. My thing is they don't want to scare the tourists away, seeing how Austin is growing, and that's bullshit to me because this is real life for me.
With both Mitch and Regan under the belief that the APD utterly failed in their investigation of their loved one's death, I reached out to local Austin journalist Jamie, and here was his experience looking into these cases. So, in your opinion, is the APD transparent with these bodies that are being found in the water and the cause of death, or?
No, they're not. And, you know, I had a friend that works in Austin Police that we talked quite a bit about these deaths. And here in the last few months, Austin Police have locked these files down to only the investigator working it and his manager. Basically, there is no access to these cases anymore. Not only that, but if any of these officers are found to be talking about it, giving them, you know, like the monikers, the Rainy Street Ripper, what they're being reprimanded and punished for that. I think the reason that they just basically refuse to even answer the question about a serial killer, because if you ask them directly about it, like in a press conference that they hold, they basically just, you know, kind of shake their head and move on. They won't even acknowledge that people are asking those questions. Now, I'm not saying all of the bodies are connected. I think there's a handful, about 4 or 5 that are connected. The thing that really makes me want to ask questions is if the city of Austin really thought that men were just accidentally walking off into the water and killing themselves, they would have something up over there that would stop this.
I think it goes back to the point you made earlier too about some of these cases being closed. It's like it may be closed on paper, but it's not closed for a family member. It's become a number at this point, and each of these people really are people, and that's what does suck, is that when I say 12 bodies have been found in the last 2 years, yes, we do know their names, but it's like we're just saying 12. We're saying now it's 13. It's like it does suck because I'm like, that's so many people in 2 years' time in the same spot.
Accidental drownings, no foul play.
I hate to play devil's advocate. It's like I get where everyone's coming from, but I also get that there's always the possibility that we do like to drink. Like and that's what is so frustrating to so many people, is that even journalists are telling you this, that like we don't know.
People need to start pushing the city and the police department to acknowledge that there's fear and there's something going on, and they're not going to be able to just ignore it. The more people that come out, the more people that put pressure on them, the more they are going to feel pressure to actually answer those calls.
Please, if anybody has information, I do have a justice page for Chris. It's Justice for Chris Clark. It's under my name, Regan Aparicio, with Chris's photo. So shoot me a DM, anything. I'm here. I just want answers.
If you know anything about anything, seriously, like even the minimal hint or something that something's going on, don't hesitate to reach out. I mean, everyone still has my number. Everyone still has my social media account. My name is Mitchell Gutierrez. You can reach me. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram. You tell me if you know anything. I will always respond.
I reached out to the APD requesting an interview, and in less than 2 hours,
yeah, they were going to decline that, my guy.
Most definitely.
They were not finna talk to you.
Yeah, my only issue, like with the young guy, the one that said that they like to drink and stuff like that, him, even with like that situation, I get it. You know, people like to drink, they like to have a good time or whatever the case may be. And since you don't know for sure what's going on, you don't know if there's actually someone out here harming them, or if things just so happen to be, you know, maybe accidental, whatever the case may be, whatever you want to believe. My only issue is that the city is not doing something, like either to put some type of barriers up or to put lights and cameras. Like I think that's the bare minimum. Like, especially since you have 13 bodies. Like, the least you can do is put some lights up in that area and leave some cameras so that, like, point into, like, you know, the different directions or whatever the case may be, just to see. Just maybe, you know, maybe it prevents something from happening going forward or whatever the case may be. Or you at least be able to have some type of answers as to what's happening. Are these people by themselves when they, like, so happen to go into the lake and drown or whatever the case may be? But I don't know.
I don't think we will ever know, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's the sad part about it. I don't think, unless they catch somebody in the act or something like that, that's the only way I feel like we'll get any type of answers.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't think they'll continue to chunk it up as.
But I think even if you catch someone like in the act of doing one thing, it's kind of like a thing of being able to determine if they had something to do with all the others. That's a process though, but yeah.
Yeah,
but
unless the act is of the same nature.
Same, yeah.
But hey, who knows?
Rest in peace to all the victims though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts, man. But y'all spam us up, man. Y'all let us know y'all thoughts about it for us in the comment section down below, man. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole. Sorry.
What you thinking about? Go ahead, say what you thinking about.
Nothing. I was like, well, I just say I was like, well, I guess not. Rest in peace to each individual, though. I was just thinking in my head. So I was like, would they still be considered? My bad. I'm sorry. My mind just be going. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, y'all.
I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
We are.
Time to kick it, got a stack of flip for my folks. Dollar, 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 dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't tell your back and don't declare me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar, 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 dollar. Let me watch out for my partner.